All right, so what's up, MK? Hello. So here's Lord of Jewels 1000, and yeah. I love that you're helping people corrupt. That's like such a big deal, and I'm glad that you're doing it. Can you hear game sound? Like, is game sound coming through? Because as long as you can hear game sound, that's fine. I think you can hear game sound. I just can't hear game sound. Whatever. So here's our team. We've got Tsukiko, Sylvie, Roberta. Yeah, there's no game music. It should just be like music in the background, like background music. You shouldn't hear game music. That's fine. So we've got Tsukiko, we got Sylvie, Roberta, Kaito, Olive, and Chizuru. So here's the gear. Tsukiko in the base form, her gear does not matter at all. She's wearing the Kind-Hearted Demon card, or you could put on her own card, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. And then honestly, I'm gonna put a better magic accessory here. Alrighty, here we go. Heliotite. There we go. 9,700. So here's her gear. She's just gonna geared like this, using the best magic stuff that she can, and then she's got all of this stuff for evocation, and then again her vision card. So that sets her up with plenty of true double hand, LB damage, evo damage, and she's good to go. That's all she really needs with this clear. Sylvie is not wearing anything in the base form because I'm really weird. I'm just trying to like make it as simple as possible. And then she's got her vision card. In the shift form, she's got Dancer's Diadem, but the rest of her gear really doesn't matter because the only damage she's going to take is light damage, and she's resisting it. So that's really it. Doesn't need the Blizzard Orb, doesn't need the heals. We could take this off. She doesn't need evasion because we're miraging. Okay, so really the only thing she's wearing is the Dancer's Diadem, and she's gonna be fine. Roberta is kind of geared the same way in both forms. She's got double spears. You can kind of ignore most of this. This was set when I was trying to do a jump thing. And we're not doing jump thing anymore, so this is kind of irrelevant. This is really the only gear that matters. She's just geared for magic, and that's it. She gears for Stone Killer really easily. And she's got just really high magic. Yeah, corrupt. You don't need killers. You just need evo damage. That's it. That's it, pretty much. Evo damage and LB damage. All right. So that's Roberta. Kaito. Only thing he needs in the base form is Tyvis Spirit, and then the shift form is just set for damage. So he's got some Stone Killer, not very much. He's got LB damage. And true double hand, that's really it. He doesn't really contribute a whole lot. He just contributes damage, or breaks really, and Katana Imperil. Beach Blaster Olive. This is the first time I've ever used Olive for a video. And here she is. She's just set for damage. You know, she gears for true double hand, stone really easily, LB damage, and then there you go. Her own vision card, pretty high magic, could be better. And then Chizuru, base form has Tyvis Spirit, cool smile, and just kind of geared for OP attack. Everything else she gears really easily for. She's got stone, she's got true double hand, she's got LB damage, and there you go. Note, very important, we are on the earth damage field because we're doing an earth team. Some folks did not know that this is what you need, but we do have the earth damage team set right here. You can always change what element you're focusing on here. Make sure you set it to either one that you're focusing on, and let's go. So in some cases, the action order that we're going to do is very, very important. We're going to start our very first turn with Olive, just using her LB one time, because she has to use her LB twice to make sure that her Ultra ability, her Magnus ability is available. So we're going to use her LB. Okay. Roberta is going to shift. You could start her in the shift form. She's going to do triple. She's going to do support from the skies for just like Mirage stacks. Emissary of Demise to boost the modifier of physical attacks for the party. And then Defender's Dominion Stone. So that is a stone killer and defense buff and mitigation, but ultimately it's not going to matter that much because we're going to replace it with a better one. It's just something she can do this turn. Kaito is just going to Crashing Wave. Chizuru is going to use her stone killer. Note that hers is 150 for everybody else and 250 for herself. So she's going to get a 250 buff for herself. That's why she's doing it. Very good. And Tsukiko is going to Omamori to reduce Earth resistance, Prayer of Protection, just to do like some stats and stuff like that, and then Mandala Earth. Now we need to use Olive's LB on the next turn, so we're going to try and fill it. We're going to fill it up a little bit with offense from Sylvie. Elemental Petals for some ice resistance, which is going to come in on turn 3, and burgeoning defense just to give us like mitigations and stuff like that. So she's going to get a little bit of her LB filled. We're going to take no damage because we've got Mirage. There you go. And now we're into turn 2. Notice that I said that we needed to do Olive's LB again. We need to fill the LB before we can do that. And Roberta's going to help us with that. So Roberta's going to go to the base form. She's going to triple again. And she's going to use Ignitos Domain, which is going to give a big ice resistance buff. Draconic Triune, which is going to fill LB gauge. And then Mega Breath to unlock her quad cast. So we're almost there. It's so close. Chizuru is going to Samurai Spirit, Staunch Samurai Spirit, and Eastern Winds. That's going to give like stat buffs. It's going to fill LB gauge and give an LB fill rate, and imperil to katanas for the boss. There's her LB. Before we imbue with Earth, we have to do her LB, otherwise we could kill the boss on this turn doing this. So you just go ahead and do her LB before we're imbued with Earth. There we go. Kaito on this turn, he can just do whatever he wants. We're just going to hit the boss with a break. Okay. Shrine Maiden Tsukiko is going to magic boost here. Sylvie is going to shift. Now that we're like done doing damage for the turn and pretty much for the rest until the burst turn, we're going to go ahead and imbue now. So we're going to use Gravel Egg to imbue with Earth. We're going to use, oh no, sorry, my bad. We're going to use Earth Blessing. Okay. We're going to use Stone Killer. No. Yes. Earth Blessing. And then we're going to use Gravel Egg. And then she's just going to hit the boss with her Bolting Strike. That's going to get us some like some attack actions on the boss. Some effective hits, basically. Okay. We're going to take no damage. She's going to provoke the light attack, but she's resisting. Olive, you might think she's got her SLB. We're going to go ahead and burst this turn. We are not. Olive's going to quintuple cast. She's going to use Fiery, Brilliant, Sea Shooter, Machine Shooter, and then Fire Cannon Fire. And that fully loads her to burst on the next turn. Kaito's going to downshift and use Tyva's Spirit. Chizuru's already in the base form, has Tyva's Spirit. They're going to do that. Okay. Roberta and Ignitos are going to use their LB Dragon's Fury. That's going to give a massive LB boost. Imperil to Spears, which she's using a spear, so that's important. And do some other stuff. Tsukiko is going to do Magic Boost for the last time. You have to do it twice to get max effect. And Sylvie is going to Big Stone Killer on Olive. And she's going to I've Got Your Back on Chizuru. And then she's going to hit the boss again just for more effective attacks. This turn we're gonna get hit with AoE physical and the AoE ice magic, but we're gonna be immune to it because of the Roberta and Ignito's buff. Actually, we took a little bit of damage. Oops, not very much though. I must have missed a step and not done Mirage stacks somewhere. Oh, I didn't do Sylvie's Mirage stacks. Not a big deal. That's what I was supposed to do. I wasn't supposed to do Grab, I was supposed to do Mirage stacks. We didn't take very much damage. We're still way under the 5,000 cap, so it's not a big problem. Sylvie's going to go ahead and use Leaping Love. That's going to give the big modifier boost to everybody's LBs. We're going to use Destructive Earth. We're going to quad Mystic Breath. We're going to shift and use Phantom Shadow. We're going to use Watermelon Whammy. And we're going to use Great Wave Assault. Okay, so the way you want to do this is you want to send Roberta and Ignitos first. They're going to start the chain building because they're really not contributing much to damage anyway, but they will start us going. So once we can get the chain built up, then we can send everybody else. We're going to send Olive and Kaito at the same time, and then very quickly after send Tsukiko. That way she can cap at the end of their hits, and then Chizuru a little bit later because she's the main source of physical damage, and her chain is going to continue building after everyone else is done, and then cap at the end with our big massive hit from her. So we'll start with Roberta and Ignitos. And then go. There we go. So I don't know if you saw that, but that was Tsukiko doing 7.3 billion damage basically by herself. 22 billion.5. Not shabby. And there was a tiny mistake there. So instead of using Gravel Egg on one of the turns, instead of doing the hits on one of the turns, I was supposed to use Sylvie's defense buff. I was supposed to use that on turn 2. Or like Paladin's defense to refresh the Mirage stacks that gets us through. But obviously you see, based on how we're geared, we did not take too much damage and we didn't miss the threshold, so we're fine. And then there's our setup. So between Chizuru and Tsukiko, we did 14 billion damage by themselves. We added another 6 from Olive. Roberta and Ignitos added a little bit, and then Kaito is just kind of hanging out. Sylvie also did a little bit of damage as well. So there you go. There's a clear using those units. And if you're the one who's asking for it, I hope that helps.